the man himself. Yeah, how you doing, brother?
I am good. How are you guys doing?
Man, I
doing
tell you,
great, man.
We're not as good as you are, but we're doing okay ourselves, you know. So, man, I was talking about you earlier during the show, and you know, first of all, welcome to Sunday Mornings with the Tiki Man. Thanks for being back on Tiki Man Radio, and it's always good to have you. How's things going with you?
Great. Very, very, very busy, which after the past year and a half is just wonderful to be so busy. Just got back here to Clearwater Beach, back to the beach after 3 weeks of traveling. So it's been great.
Yeah, I was in Nashville this week, and man, Nashville was crazy. It was just wide open.
Let me know, because I was just there this week. I came from Nashville, went to Amelia Island to do a show, and then back here. But I'm living in Nashville now.
Yeah,
well.
Very cool, man. Well, we were talking earlier in the show about this talent agent thing that you've got going on, and during the pandemic, you know, I was noticing, you know, all these interviews you were doing with different artists. You were reaching out to them, and I remember one you did with Donovan Lee, and you know, I thought that was really cool how you were kind of spotlighting them. And then I kind of got into your talent agency thing that you're doing, and you know, creating some songwriter festivals around that. Tell us more about that.
Well, yeah, it's called the Charron Agency, to keep it simple. And you know, through the years of doing this, I realized that one of the most important things as an independent musician is, you know, getting gigs, and it just so happens that it's the hardest thing to do, because it's just really tough. You know, it's really tough to kind of quote unquote sell yourself. And through the years, I've gotten better and better at booking my own gigs, and I just see so many artists that are so talented, and that I really love and respect. And it was just a perfect way for me to start another business in the music business, and at the same time help all these artists and musicians and songwriters that have such a hard time booking their own shows.
Yeah. And, you know, of course, you know, over the years with Tiki Man Radio, that's, you know, we've obviously focused on the independent songwriters. You know, I can remember a lot of people along the way over the last 8 years or so that, you know, we played their first song on the radio, you know, and how cool that was. And, you know, and then when we started the Songwriters Showcase in Key West, you know, we're going into our 6th year with that. Then we could give them an avenue to actually play in Key West as an up-and-coming new. We really do kind of like what you do. Is focus on the new up-and-coming artists that, you know, have got a cool song out there. And Trop Rock itself, you know, we kind of changed our mentality to coastal Americana because it was a more broader thing about what we do. And, you know, like the Americana Fest in Nashville, you know, I would like to see a lot more of the trop rock artists kind of venture over into that to get more exposure and stuff. I mean, have you ever played at the Americana Festival?
No, I have not. I have not.
It's a big deal in Nashville every year, and we keep getting invites to come there and broadcast, but it's always timing with everything else we got going on. But I kind of like, I noticed I was looking at your schedule. You've got a full-blown schedule now of where you're going to be playing and doing your thing. I mean, let's don't forget he's the rock star, right? You know, so you got your tour going on. So where's it going to be taking you?
Well, and thank you for that too. I just wanted to say, like, it's fun being the rock star, and now it's also fun, you know, helping other people become rock stars.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. So yeah, we have next Sunday we're playing in Clearwater Beach at a place called Shepherd's Beach Resort. Big, beautiful beach resort. Right here in Clearwater Beach, right down the street from my house.
Yeah.
Awesome stage outside, always a great time. And then we have some really exciting stuff coming up. We have We have we're playing during the Tortuga Festival for the city of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah.
Right next to the world famous Elbow Room. And the Tortuga Festival, of course, is the one that Kenny Chesney headlined for many years. And I believe this year it's Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs and I think Tim McGraw, those kinds of acts. So that one's going to be massive. It's on the Friday night of the Tortuga Festival that we'll be playing. And it's a free concert for us. And then we are doing the Sugar Sand Festival, which is a massive 11-day festival right here in Clearwater Beach, right at Pier 60. They have a big stage right on the beach, right next to the pier. I believe we were April 17th, if I'm correct, and headlining that night. And they get over 100,000 people attending throughout the course of the festival. So it's going to be massive.
Yeah.
So we can't wait for that. I love the big stages and the big crowds. And then we have June 5th. We're going to coincide it with a big birthday party for myself. We are opening for Trace Adkins, country legend, superstar, in Webster, Massachusetts on June 5th at one of my very favorite venues to play, which is called Indian Ranch. Absolutely amazing outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah.
In the middle of the woods, right on a lake. Absolutely like the most perfect setting you could ask for.
Well, yeah, I saw that with Trace Adkins. That's pretty cool. And I saw you with Brett Michaels the other day and having a good time. I mean, you're always out there visibly doing what you're trying to, I guess somewhat teach some of these other ones that are kind of getting into the business. And you got to walk the talk and do all that good stuff. And they see what you do. And they want to do more of that, and it's kind of, you're right. One of the biggest problems is you just can't put your music on TikTok, or a lot of people will do really well on TikTok, and have, but you got to actually figure out a way to promote you as an entertainer. What separates you from everybody else, right?
I couldn't have said it better myself. So yes, exactly. That is exactly it. I'm always teaching people the things that I've just kind of learned from other people and just kind of developed on my own as far as how to build your career and keep taking it to the next level. I do believe that you're totally dead on when it comes to people, just being on TikTok or just being on Instagram, and which is totally cool,
Sure.
and if that works for them, that's totally cool. I just find that if I base everything out of being a live performer, with that, you can't replace, a concert.
Right.
You just can't replace the feeling and the connection that you make with your fans at an actual concert. So I have tried to base everything around the actual shows, and then I take all of that and I put that on TikTok. I put that on
There you go.
all my social media, instead of kind of the other way around. Because, I'm sure everybody listening and watching will agree that there's just nothing like going and seeing a live show and experiencing it with all these other people. There's just nothing like it. It's pure magic to me. So that's what I try to base my career on magic.
That's exactly right. I mean, and because in the world that we've come out of, and I've said this several times on the show, that I believe we'll all look back at 2020 at some point in time or another, and that was a turning point where if you're now successful, or if you're successful 2 or 3 years from now, that was when you made the decision to do something different, because you had to do something different. And the people that did are now more successful than they were before 2020, because they had to get out of their comfort zone and do something different. And, but I think through that process, because you saw a lot of people figuring out how to, and it was ugly early, how to stream live, right? Because their phone would be sideways and they'd do this. And then they figured out that they could get tips and all that stuff. It was kind of interesting to watch, but it wasn't always pretty. But I think we're past that. I think doing those shows are cool, and I think they're great, but it's time to get out and get visible now. It's time to get out and get in front of the crowd. And, we just got back from, Key West doing our songwriter showcase. We moved to a new venue over at over Rick's and Dirty Harry's. And, man, it was packed. It was fantastic.
Shout out to Fred from Rick's.
Fred Bushy, yeah. Yep. And, Fred took good care of us. We moved from the Tiki House, and we were kind of coming out of the pandemic and not having it because we did the show virtually the year before. We wasn't real sure what to expect, and it was fantastic. And nobody takes better care of you than Fred and everybody there at Rick's, So we had a blast. But, man, it felt so good to be back in front of a crowd like that again.
Oh, it does. I mean, we just performed at the Ritz-Carlton in Amelia Island on Friday night, and it's just, it's everything. I mean, as music fans, I'm sure, will agree, but also, as artists and musicians and songwriters will agree, there's just nothing like doing live shows again. So it's an incredible feeling. And over through the course of the pandemic, like you said, I was doing a lot of Zoom calls and doing, these kind of online seminars to help, teach people, the musicians and songwriters, how to, get ahead and start, really building their career. And I was literally begging people during the pandemic, please start working on booking your shows now before everything, starts to show up, starts to open up. Please, please, please. And I'm so glad that I took my own advice, because once things started to open up, then everything because I was contacting the venues, I was doing free live streams for a lot of the big venues that I love working with, like Indian Ranch and those places.
Sure.
I would do a lot of online free streams and stuff like that and perform for them, because I knew that once things opened up and people were allowed to go back to concerts, that things would just explode. And now I'm just way busier than ever, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think if people that didn't take that advice, and that was very good advice, because people like, say, me and Brian Fields, it takes a year to plan those festivals. I mean, you don't like say, hey, all right, let's do it next month. It doesn't work that way. It takes a long time. And the people that are dedicated to do it, they're working on something right now. So if you're just going to sit at home and stream live on TikTok or Facebook or something like that, you're probably going to get left behind. You really do need to get out there and get your name in the mix, because they're also looking for people. They're looking for that talent to start filling those positions for whatever's going to be 6 months from now or whatever. And you got to be visible. The TikTok thing is great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a new, way of getting, and especially since they extended the time and all that stuff. But I think we're moving past that now, and it should be exactly what you said was, now you're at this house concert, or you're at this festival, or you're at this event, and now you can put that on TikTok, and that will take you a lot further than just sitting at home and being left behind.
Yes, I do believe, you what you're putting out, you want to get, you're going to end up getting more of whatever you put out. So if you are solely, in your studio or at your home doing live streams, then those venues and those shows, they don't see you out playing shows, so you will not get more shows. You get more of what you do.
Right.
So, and like I said, go out, and if you are constantly on your social media putting out you performing at any venue, then the more you put that out and show people, yeah, I'm playing here, I'm playing there, I'm playing here, then it just naturally, the more people are going to reach out to you to play shows. If they never see you actually playing a live show, they can't imagine you, up on a stage playing a live show. You have to
That's right.
show them what you want.
Yeah, you can video yourself, after you've practiced it 17,000 times and you've done the video and you put it out there, and that's great. But can you work the crowd? Can you get everybody fired up? Can you, have that excitement that people want to not only have you, but bring you back, for another event? Or maybe somebody else sees you and they're like, man, we'd love to have you down in Clearwater. We'd love to have you here, that, whatever. You got to be visible. And you got to be dedicated. It's not easy if you're not getting paid the big gigs to start out. You have to be visible. You have to get out there. I always told people about Meeting the Minds that, if they'd never been, the first time you go, it's a meet and greet, right? Well, all these festivals are the same way. You're going to put the face with the name. You're going to get your name out there, and people will start to recognize who you are, and that's how it kind of leads to something. But, a lot of people don't want to go to a big festival or whatever if they don't have a gig. Well, that's how you get gigs. You go.
Yes, exactly. I call it. I just picked this up a couple weeks ago from someone, from a Hall of Fame songwriter, and he calls it. You just got to get in the way, right? You just got to be in people's way.
That's right.
In other words, you got to show your face.
Yeah.
And then things will naturally happen. But if you don't show up, and if you stay home and you're not at Meeting of the Minds, or if you're not at your event in Key West or something,
sure.
You just have to be visible, like you're saying. You have to be out there, and then great things will happen. And talking about, working a crowd and stuff, I have a interesting story. Friday we were playing at the Ritz, and, obviously it's a very, very nice place, very beautiful place.
Sure.
And it was a big conference for lawyers all over the country. And so,
Wait a minute.
I've got this.
Wait a minute. We had all the lawyers in one room?
Oh, wow. Yikes.
There's a line from a song out there on that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yep. Working a crowd is definitely an art form. And it's something that I consider it just so much fun to every single show, just to try to learn, what works and what doesn't work, and what goes over and what doesn't go over and stuff. So we start playing this, we come out and we're in this ballroom and chandeliers, and I've got a 5-piece band. We're a rock band.
Sure.
Rock band and a country band. But first and foremost, we're used to rocking and just getting people going nuts. So we go in and they're like, hey, everybody's going to be having dinner. Can you guys just play really, 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 really soft? And I'm like, sure, I'll do anything.
Yeah. So
we start playing really, really soft. And they kept coming up to the sound person, like, hey, can you turn it down?
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm literally singing like,
yeah.
For like an hour, like whispering into the microphone, and we're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah.
So
clearly they had no idea who they were booking whenever they booked you, right?
And they see the videos and they're like, yeah, we really want Tim, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But it happens a lot at these kinds of events where the beginning of the event, everybody's sitting down and having dinner.
Yeah.
So, so I kind of knew what to expect, but then I thought, oh my God, are they going to want this for the whole night? It's going to go down as the most boring gig in history.
Yeah.
So we go and take a break. We come back. I'm like, hey, can we go for it? And the sound guy's like, yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
So we just turned it into like a total Bon Jovi concert. These people just they all got up and they were yelling and screaming and dancing and high-fiving us, and it was just crazy. But at the beginning, we were like, oh my God, we're going to have to do this for like 3 hours.
And there's something about that because, when I was in the corporate world for, 20 plus years or whatever, there's a like the first hour of the big dinner that you're talking about, right? Everybody's trying to be on their best behavior because their boss is there, all this stuff. But here's what happens in the second to third hour is those open bars that they got in the back, everybody starts getting two at a time. And then I could see you just cutting loose, about an hour and a half into it and say, all right, are y'all ready to party? I mean, because that's really what happens after they get the drinks in them and the open bars are flowing, right?
Yeah, that was exactly it. So it ended up being an epic, super fun night, and everybody was, the clients and all the people that were there were super happy, and we were super happy. So yeah, it ended up working out really well, but it's all fun.
Yeah, man. Well, this agency thing that you've got going on, I think is really cool. And I would, have you, through this process of working with up and coming or, new or whoever, have you learned something out of it? Like, for me, I would almost say that you've learned what, not that they don't know it, but how much they don't know about how to promote themselves, right?
Yes, a ton. I mean, not only not how to not only promoting themselves, and I think that maybe this is what you mean, but how to go about getting gigs,
right? And
what you need, very simple assets that you need to go out and get gigs and get better gigs. Yeah. I have focused for years on getting the big stages, the festivals, the fairs that have big stages, big crowds. Of course, they pay more, which is very, very important.
Sure.
And it's very important that you have the right videos, the right formats for I should say video, because you only need one promo video to book great gigs.
Right.
It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be crazy editing, but it has to be a certain format that I've come up with. It has to be on a certain platform. It has to be on a link. And it's shocking to me how many people have no clue that these are the things that you need. And as far as getting yourself out there and getting your name out there and promoting yourself, I believe that 99% of people, and I have been guilty of this up until maybe 2 years ago, dramatically underutilize social media. Dramatically.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm going to be playing at the taco stand tonight at 7. See y'all later.
Yeah. I mean, so here's the deal, right? Like, I know this isn't a business podcast, but as musicians, right, we are in a business. Yeah. We are a business, right? If you're trying to, if you're playing music and you're playing music for yourself, then that's totally awesome. But the moment that you want to make 10 cents, any kind of money off of your music, you're in a business. It is a business.
That's right.
Now, if you have a business, as you well know, mm-hmm. and you have the opportunity to do 24 hours a day, absolutely free marketing and promotion, if you're not taking advantage of that, yeah. You're not very good at business.
Right. That's exactly right. I mean, there's a ton. It's kind of like, race car drivers, right? There's race car drivers all over this country that will never be in NASCAR, right? They'll never be at the high level, but that doesn't mean they're not good, right? But they've isolated themselves. They've made choices. Maybe it's family decisions. Maybe it's this, that, whatever, that this part of it only makes them happy. But the minute they decide that they want to go to the next level, you have to do something different. You have to decide that you're going to commit yourself to being successful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Amen. And I cannot tell you how many opportunities I get simply from, and I hear this all the time, literally when I go places all over the country. People, I'm in Nashville, I walk into a place, hey Tim, wow, man, you are an absolute genius at marketing. And it's a great compliment, but I'm not a genius whatsoever. I just do it 10 times more than everybody else.
Right.
That's it. That's the simple formula. And what I had to do is I had to get over, this is the big one. This is the biggest thing, right? I had to get over the fact that some people, 1% of people, are going to judge me for posting too much. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the biggest thing holding me back. And I know that's the biggest thing holding a lot of people, whether it's business people or especially singer-songwriters and artists, that they don't want to post a lot because they don't want, Franny Joe that they don't even know on their social media saying, hey, you post too much.
Well, in the business world, we call that small-minded thinking because you're only thinking of your small circle. You're not thinking about the circle of friends or the fans or the people that are out there that don't know you, right? And that's why you got to be consistent. You got to be going at it and doing things. It's got to be different, too. You can't just post one same picture, every day for 2 months. You got to constantly change your content. You got to change things up, but you got to be visible. You have to be out there to get recognized, and it's just a consistent thing, man.
I definitely want to, that's a great point that you bring up, a few great points. Number one, you can't wear the same, it sounds so silly, but
the same shirt.
This is why I'm wearing this pink Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
And you'll see pictures and video of me in full suits. I have a full white suit. I have a full black suit. I wear a USA jacket, patriotic jacket for some shows. I wear all black leather for some shows. And I do that on purpose because I don't want to look like everybody else. And I want to stand out. I want to purposefully stand out. I purposefully want people to be like, oh my God, what is that guy doing wearing that pink shirt? That's horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
I want that. And the other thing that I really want to stress for everybody is that on social media, I love social media because of what it's done for my career.
Sure.
And I find it fun, like doing these different posts and like posting some concert footage and then posting like, hey, my agency has this this band performing for this city event. And then the next thing I'll do is like, I'll do something lifestyle like, hey, check out the sunset where I am right now, or check out the beach, or I'm grilling or something. So I try to do all these different things and, do stuff that's not just concert announcements, not just, but all different stuff and just stuff from my life, my traveling, going to an NBA game, like trying to do all these different things that people will hopefully find interesting instead of just like, hey, come to my gig. Hey, come to my gig.
Yeah.
And it's so important to realize that everybody is watching. There are so many people on your social media right now that will never comment, will never hit that like button. You will never know that they're on there watching all of your content.
That's right.
It's so important to know that. And transitioning into something that I'm really excited about with the Charron Agency is now I'm starting to do a very focused part of the company just for songwriters. Okay, so I'm doing my annual during the Key West Songwriters Festival.
Saw that.
I do Songwriters in the Sand every year at Loggerheads Beach Bar, which is a super cool little tiny beach bar right on the beach, right near Duval Street, Zero Simonton, if you know Key West well. And I have a lot of friends in Nashville that are, big hit songwriters, have hits with Kenny Chesney and Zach Brown and Garth Brooks and all this. So I'm putting together special events where we fly, 2 or 3 of the songwriters down, and we do these songwriter events down in, I have an amazing resort in Key Largo called Bungalows that I've partnered with, and they have me booking some of their special events.
Nice.
So I say all this because, so I do all these posts about everything that I'm just doing, right? And so last week I had a Hall of Fame songwriter that I didn't even know. He was on my social media, and he reached out to me, and he wants me to represent him, full time as
Nice.
his agent to do all the bookings for his tours. So it's an incredible opportunity that I would have only gotten if I, had been
Sure.
constantly every day posting 5 to 10 times a day, because he saw my content and he was interested and saw like, wow, this guy's out there. He's doing it. He's getting people great gigs. He's performing. He's touring himself. He's doing everything, and so all that to say, just post more. Take advantage of this free marketing and promotion while you still have it available to you.
Well, we've always been a big fan of yours. You're always welcome on the radio station. And, I just want to make sure that I extend to the talent pool of people that you have out there that they need to learn how to do interviews as well. They need to, do radio interviews and stuff of that nature. And if you see somebody that you think would be good on the show, send me a message. We'll get them on. We'll talk to them. We'll help. We're streaming live on YouTube and the radio around the world at the same time. It's an incredible opportunity for an up-and-coming singer to get some exposure. And, of course, with the YouTube thing, it's always out there, so it's kind of really cool. Tell everybody real quick how they can find your music, how they can get in touch with you as far as your talent agency.
Well, very simple. TimCharron.com, TimCharron.com. You can get everything there. You can go directly to my social media from there. You can see all my tour dates, and the CharronAgency.com. That is also a part of TimCharron.com. So everything is all right there. And anybody can contact me on any of my social media platforms. Just want to leave with that one tip as well is, I respond to as many comments and things on all my platforms as possible. And I always respond to my direct messages on any of my social media platforms myself. I don't have somebody else do it. So that's something that I think everybody should take the time to do.
Very cool, man. Well, we love what you do. We love watching you from a distance. You're always welcome. If you're ever rolling through Chattanooga and will stop by and be on the show live with us or whatever, please do so. We got a guest room here for you, so you don't have to worry about all that. But we just want to thank you for taking time, because I know you're busy with everything that you got going on, and we love what you do. And tell everybody about Tiki Man Radio, too, when you're out there, okay?
I will. Thank you guys so much. And likewise, I love what you guys are doing, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother. We appreciate it. We'll see you down the road, man.
Okay.
See you. Here we go. Another Tim Charron song here. Here we go. See you, brother.
Let me just tell you, I'm corn and sick this year. I'm always late for work and I don't